The biggest, most powerful realization in MGTOW for a man is when he realizes that women fear single men a lot more than we do women. Most single men are simple. They're single because they're not high value enough. Or maybe no one wants them. Or maybe they haven't worked enough on themselves yet to earn the respect of women. Basically put, single men are scared of approaching women because they may come off as creepy and they will get rejected. What if I told you the game is so different? Modern women actually fear single men. Not one as in singular, but women fear single men. And the more single men keep popping up, the more they have reason to panic. Let me explain why. For this, we need to unpack basic women's biology and mental reasoning, because that will explain a lot about why women are the way they are. I have already talked about hypergamy on this channel, and how women are always looking out to bag the best man. You already know that, so that isn't big news. Let me talk about how women value their self-respect and perception. Once you understand that, a lot of things will pop in and start to make sense. Women are the symbol of beauty and attraction. This is pretty much accepted everywhere. Women represent beauty in humans, and it's their biggest selling point. That's why women are used as the symbol for lust and love. That's because the greatest arsenal of a woman are her looks. That's what made her a desirable woman in the past. That's why the beauty industry exists. That's why jewelry is hundreds and thousands of years old. That's why makeup goes back as far as ancient Egypt. Women base their value off of their looks. They value themselves by how attractive and desirable they look. The more they can look like that, the better suitors they will attract. She will have a huge pool from which to pick her desired man. And she will most definitely pick the highest value among them. That means the biggest factor of a woman's worth in society is how big of a pool she can attract. The greater number of men who ask her out and do her favors, the more desirable she feels. If no one is asking her out and she is getting rejected, she will lose all self-worth. This is not speculative. This actually happens. If you think rejection hurts you as a male, just go and see how badly women take rejection. Women absolutely lose it when they're rejected. They just aren't used to it at all. Women break down when they are rejected, or if they had a date planned and it got cancelled. If she's looking for the attention of men, and no one is giving her that, not even a group of beta orbiters, she will lose all self-worth. She will post videos of her crying and tell her sob story to anyone who wants to listen. You'll even find some women like these on TikTok. You tend to find them even more as they start hitting their late 20s and their list of potential mates is dwindling. Which brings me back to my original topic. Women, especially modern women who are the most hypergamous women to ever exist, greatly fear single men. Even more than that, they fear single men who are happy with their lives. It kills them inside to see a man who's single and yet who's so happy and doing so well isn't asking for attention from women. Modern women also don't want men like these to increase because it's such a great threat to them. That's mainly why the media is so obsessed with making MGTOW look like an extremist movement. They're calling it a movement for incels and for lonely men who act entitled. But actually it's a movement of the same happy single men they fear so much. Why is that? Why would women fear single men? Because it's a threat to their power of attraction. It's a threat to their value. They're used to men chasing them and looking for their attention and asking them for marriage because that's what society says. Society says to be truly happy you need to have a happy marriage and find the perfect girl. So women depend on that dream and go through hundreds of men like that waiting to reel in the perfect one. Single men are sort of like rebels to that system. They went against what society told them to do. Over the years, a lot of accomplished and intelligent men realized that women are simply overrated. And that's just not me saying that. Every stand-up comedian and rich guy who has easy access to women will tell you that. They measured the costs as reward ratio and did not find it to be in their favor. In fact, if you throw in the modern world and its issues like harassment laws, divorce traps, and accusations, the risk to reward ratio goes even down. A lot of men who could understand the way the world worked realized that women are overrated and not worth it. It's just not worth it spending time with women and demanding their attention for a few minutes of pleasure. In fact, men get tired of women very easily. Men don't even derive their happiness from women, just a sense of victory and accomplishment. Nothing else. A lot of men who had bad experiences with women just quit and start living their life as bachelors. They took up hobbies like working out and building something. They built businesses and started traveling and found a greater form of happiness. Happiness that a woman could never provide. It's not that MGTOW is made of single loner men who act weirdly. The threat is that it's made of high-value men, the kind of men women want to attract and settle with. The kind of men women like to manipulate. The threat is that these men understand female nature and no longer want to play that game. Even more, they got over their biological tendencies and stopped linking their happiness and self-worth to the women they could attract. Instead, they started depending on their purpose in life. That's a killer blow to the woman who's expecting men like these to hit on her in the club, so she can get free drinks, luxurious dinners, dresses, and post all about it on her social media. These guys no longer want to play. In fact, they don't want anything to do with her. Suddenly, more and more men are doing this and more modern women are panicking. They're asking where all the high-value men are. They don't understand how a man can be so happy and chill without having any stake in the dating market. How he can afford to be indifferent to women. In a way, some women perceive it as masculine strength. Some women take it to be a challenge. All of them, however, link to their attraction. They're dying to figure out how this man is so happy and focused on his purpose without thinking of women. Even more, if this keeps happening, what will modern women do? They can't get with the betas that they like to entertain. No, they're just there to do her favors and listen to her rants. In the end, she wants to get with men like these MGTOW men so she can use the divorce laws and get rich. So she can have a nice house in the suburbs that she can brag about to her friends, and she can throw insane money on shopping. She wants to get with men like these. But if these men suddenly started going single and focusing on their purpose, it's a big threat. It's a huge threat. She has no power over men now. If these men inspired even more men, the women will be the ones chasing men. The men, however, will be too focused on their goals to care about them. Keep in mind that life does not go the same for women. Women's attraction and her beauty is limited. The moment she hits the wall, she will exit the dating market. No one will want her. A man, however, has nothing to lose by going single. His value will continue to rise. If she can't snag a man early on, she's in big danger. Even more, if the man seems to have zero interest in her, she's left with zero options. That's why women fear happy single men. That's it for today. To subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Take care.